Hello, everyone. So I think I'm live. You can't see me, but you can hear me. And I'm sharing my screen because I want to do a live audit, an energetic marketing audit of two people's actual content. And I want to show you guys some of the principles of energetic marketing that have helped myself and many of my clients to really master their marketing and get to a point where they no longer have to doubt or question, right? Is this the right way to speak to my clients? How do I sign clients? How do I create copy that actually converts? How do I convey, the real value of the work that I do when it's super spiritual? So here's the thing is that there are certain principles of marketing. They're not rules and they're not laws, they're principles. And when you understand these principles, what it does is it really empowers you. And here's the fact, guys, like if you're in here and you're doing spiritual work, you are somebody who is called at this point in time to really master these tools, master these principles, because we need for more energy workers, change makers, spiritual beings, gifted women like us. We need to own these tools and we need to finally take back the power, right, that is being used in a lot of really not good ways for our planet and for the collective, right? And so we have to reclaim those. And at the same time, we have to be very forward thinking and unafraid to change and do things differently and really question the way things are and, the old age principles of marketing that are really just not what we're about and don't actually align to our values. And so I'm really excited to do this with you guys today to show you some of the ways that you can start thinking differently about your marketing and to invite you to join us in the program, which is called Abracadabra, Marketing for Spiritual Badasses, where you're going to really go deep into these principles and understand exactly what marketing in the new age really is about, what it's not about, really importantly, and how you can again leverage these powerful principles and universal laws to really build your business up and really actually create long-term sustainable success through words, which is so powerful, right? Abracadabra actually means I create as I speak. And I want to empower you as the spiritual energy worker that you are, who's here to create such amazing positive change in our world, right? I want to help you just finally demystify and get past any block that exists around marketing because it is really important in the online space. You have to know how to stand out. You have to know how to communicate effectively and how to essentially market your work. And it doesn't have to be hard, and you don't have to change who you are, and you don't have to sell out or do anything that goes against your core values and your core identity and all of that and the work that you do in order to succeed. And that's why I'm so passionate about this. So if you watch this and it resonates with you and something inside of you is saying, this is how I want to approach marketing, this is how I want to master my marketing, then definitely go check out the Abracadabra program. We're starting Monday, and you can see some of the results that other women have had who, again, are super spiritual. They're all doing different things. They're not business coaches. In fact, I rarely work with business coaches. They're all unique in their work. They're staying true to themselves. They're completely building unique new businesses of the new age. And they're just, again, leveraging principles of marketing, but progressing them and taking full ownership of them and reclaiming them in a way that's actually in integrity and that actually aligns. And that's what this is about. So like I said, if this speaks to you and this is your way, then definitely join us. It will be so worth the investment. In fact, I can almost guarantee that you're going to see amazing shifts and results if you actually follow the principles and take them to heart and really allow yourself to think differently about marketing and copy and communicating and nurturing your audience. So let's dive in. So I have 2 posts that 2 women from our community offered to share, and I'm really excited about that. And so what I'm going to do is just demonstrate to you how these principles look in action and how, again, you can take them and just really enhance and amplify and elevate your own copy to make sales, and not just make sales, but to grow your business and you know, really create a sustainable platform for yourself. That's what it's about. Okay, so the first is right here, and I'm going to read through it, and I'm going to share my findings and like how the energetic principles apply. So rise up and reawaken. Rise up out of stagnation. Rise up and reclaim. Rise up from what is holding you back. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Start. Because our exploration in this lifetime is never done. Our journey changes. It grows and expands as we do. Each life chapter requires different facets of ourselves to step forward, to shine, to rise up. Moving forward requires us to let go of the old, to step into who we need to be. Yet so often we can remain holding on tightly to what needs to go. We carry around old stories and limiting beliefs of who we once were or who we think we should be. I'm here to help support you on your journey of growth. I help you see the unseen to unravel the tangles. I offer physical therapies, energetic healing, mentoring, and readings. I'm here to help you understand where you're holding yourself back, to see the next step, and to rise up to take it. So first off, I want to say this is really beautiful writing, and it's almost like very poetic and artistic. And I feel a lot of fire energy in this post, which is very activating, right? So the way it's conveyed, the way it's written, the way it's spaced, and the repetition creates this very activating effect. So that's the fire element. And that's really working to, as the reader and the receiver, it's helping me feel excited and this sense of sacred urgency, which we talk a lot about inside of Abracadabra. So depending on the energetic constitution of the woman whose post this is, right, we get into that inside of the program where we look at your energetic constitution to see where your natural marketing kind of strengths are, and then also some of those blind spots or areas that are likely a little bit more foreign to you or something that you have to pay more attention to imbuing into your posts. So a post like this definitely has a lot of fire, like I said, and it also actually has a lot of water. There's a water energy to this post as well because it's very intimate. It feels like the post is speaking right to me and is intimate and is very kind of like nurturing and direct. So that is the post in order for it to be a effective kind of sales post in which we want for people to take an action is a call to action, right? We want in our posts like these, we want to be really clear on what we want the person to do after reading it, right? Because if we just leave it as it is, there's not really a clear next step. So that's actually an important thing to consider in all of your posts, right? And every post really can have a call to action, right? Where you just either tell the person, hey, reach out to me, right? If you want to go that route, if that's what you want them to do, or you can ask a question, right? You want to invite something, some engagement, some next step for your reader to actually do something. Now that you've activated them and you've really gotten their attention and you've made them feel all the feels, right? It's like, well, now what? So that's the first thing that I would actually recommend for this post is some form of call to action at the very end. The other thing that I feel is missing from this post is the earth and air energies. So the earth energy or the earth element in our marketing is about being really specific and really practical in terms of some of the outcomes and some of the specifics around who we're here to help, right? So this is quite vague. And there could be some refining around who is this for, right? And so I would add some specific details and kind of try to paint a very specific picture of who we're talking to here, right? Because this can be a little bit too vague the way it is right now. So getting more clear on some detailed examples, or a personal story, or an example of another client that you've helped is really, really useful. And it could be just one in this kind of post or more. So that's the earth element. And then for the air element, similar, we want some just as a little bit more information, right? To just kind of help us understand, okay, well, what are you talking about, right? Like, are you offering a program? Are you offering a freebie? Are you inviting them into a free chat with you or consult, right? It just needs to have a little bit more direction and something for them to ground into to be able to take a next step, right? And so this brings up a really important point, which we also talk a lot about in Abracadabra, where it's about really, really understanding what is your desired outcome, right? Every post that we create, before going into it, before putting out there, really just tune in and ask yourself, well, what do I want this to create, right? It's that universal law of cause and effect, right? This post is going to be the cause of a certain effect, right? And so that's where that earth and air piece kind of come in, where really, really being clear on what do I want for this to lead to, right? Sometimes our posts are just meant to inspire, and sometimes they're just meant to just give pure value. And even those can have a call to action. They don't have to all be these direct kind of sales posts, right? We want to actually have a really good balance of value and inspiration, and then more direct sales posts. And we want to know where to put each and how they all fit within the context of your whole body of work and your whole positioning, which of course we cover inside of Abracadabra too. But that's something to really think about. What is the purpose of the post, right? Is it to call in a specific person into a consult, like I said? Is it to sell something that you're selling? Is it to get them to sign up for something that you're giving away for free? Is it to get them to join your group? Is it to get them to kind of raise their hand and say, hey, I'm here and I'm resonating with this and I want more of this, so I'm going to follow you, right? Give them something to kind of anchor into. And those are my suggestions for this post. I love it. I think it's amazingly written, and with a little bit more specificity and a little bit more practical grounding, like I said, around what you're aiming to achieve, who exactly you're speaking to, with some specific examples. This could be easily a sales post that could lead very, very easily to, a high ticket sale, or, a program sale or something like that, or whatever it is that you're offering. So amazing work with that one. And we're going to go into the next post. And don't forget, guys, that this is all covered in depth. Very, very, very in depth, with exact examples, with, specific resources and worksheets and things like that to help you understand. And the most important thing about it is it's looking at your unique energetic constitution to be able to say, oh, you know what? I'm really good at the fire piece, but I see that it's the earth piece that keeps holding me back. Or, hey, I'm really good with the earth, but the water part of my marketing is where I'm really falling short. So, hey, let's look at that. Let's master that, so that your marketing is really covering all the bases. And then there's, of course, the fifth element of the marketing, which I reveal inside of Abracadabra, that brings everything together. It's called the quintessence, and it is really powerful. And it's the thing, I believe, that really brings everything together and really creates those amazing standout posts that create consistent sales. So let's dive into post number 2. This is the post. So here's how it's been going. I grit my teeth and invested in my first coach about 2 years ago after trying out a bunch of healing modalities beforehand. Important note, I didn't just go to the coach, I hired the coach's coach. You deserve top notch, my friends. The higher you go, the more quickly you heal and rise. I learned some fabulous shit and felt much better on a personal level. Now I had this endless stream of wisdom flowing in, asking to be shared. Oh, well, now, that's going to look strange. This reputation I've created as a therapist for almost 20 years is going to be seriously called into question when they see my woo-woo side. But the call was greater than the fear. I started talking about spirituality and teaching meditation. People were coming out of the woodwork. I started an online community and just kept growing. My approach with my therapy clients started to shift from traditional mental health to believing much more in energy and spirituality. As I began to integrate some of these concepts into my work, the results were astounding. People who had been struggling for decades received clarity and blossomed. All the while, my health and wellness kept improving because I was receiving healing as I was healing others, helping others heal. Then shit started to get serious. What if this is where I've been fully drawn? What if I'm not meant to be a traditional therapist forever? This lifelong dream of mine was coming to an end. Cue freak out. So, I invested in my next coach, who cost much more than the first. I shifted so quickly working with her because when you invest more, you receive greater transformation and much faster, that I enrolled in my first mastermind, which was double the cost of my coach at the time. What the actual hell was I doing? Oh my God, it scared the living crap out of me. But I also knew very confidently that I would not regret a single penny. I knew this was my soul's path. It had become undeniable at this point with my continual knocks on my door. Within 3 months, I already made back the money I invested. I more than doubled my income last year. Then I invested in a new contract with my one-on-one coach, which was 1.5 times the price of the previous one. Woo! This was getting sweaty. And now, my friends, here I sit, healthier than I've been in 5 years, happier, more confident, living the life of my dreams, with the opportunity to dream bigger than I ever thought could be possible in this lifetime. In the first 6.5 weeks of 2021, I've already made well over half of my total 2020 income. Somebody pinch me. I can hardly believe this reality is mine. But I do believe. I wholeheartedly trust that the universe answers my desires. I confidently know I am deeply deserving, and I treat myself as such. These mastermind clients have no idea what's coming to them. 10 to 20K months, my ass. I'm almost at to 100K months at this point. Friends, you're in for the ride of your lives in a good, oh my God, is this really my life way? Buckle up because epic transformation is a-coming. Want to join us? There's so many juicy details in the link in the comments. Okay, so this post, it's kind of amazing actually because exactly what I said the other post was missing and vice versa. And I didn't do that on purpose. So this post actually has a ton of air, which is the humor, the little emojis, the kind of story aspects to it. It's very story driven. It's like actually telling a story, from one point to the next. So that's a very strong air, and the kind of little anecdotes on the side and the humor. That's the air piece. Plus, another part of the air piece is she shares specific kinds of details. She says, right, my 1.5 times the price. There's a lot of like specific evidence, I like to call that, in terms of the air, where she's sharing numbers, statistics, facts. It's like very very clear and detailed. It also has earth in it because it is sharing outcomes, right? She's saying, these are the outcomes I've had. This is the practical, tangible results, right? There's a lot of that, and that's really exciting for people. People love to be able to kind of anchor into that and get excited about that. Now, what I feel is missing from this post, funny enough, an exact yin-yang to the first post, is it's missing some fire and it's missing some water, okay? Which is what the first post had a lot of. So put them together, you get a perfect post. But the fire piece, okay, let's start with that. So fire is very activating. And I feel that the combination of fire and water missing from this is there's not really intimacy here. There's not really talking to the person, right? It's kind of a little distant feeling where what the post is needing is more talking to the reader, right? Getting some detail and some specificity and intimacy, right? Speaking to them, actually addressing them, saying you, right? There's a lot of I in the post, but there's not a lot of you until the very, very end, right? And so what could be happening is somebody reads this and, if they're not taking direct action on it, then it may be because they don't feel kind of called in. They don't feel drawn in enough on that like personal, intimate sort of level to be able to step forward, right? So we always want to make sure that we're including the reader and including the person who we want to call in an intimate kind of one-on-one talking to them way, right? And so that's the piece that's missing here. In addition, the activating, right? You kind of activated it here towards the end with the fire piece just a bit, but a little more to balance it out, right? So helping them take this and actually bring it into their own life, envisioning, well, what did this change for me, right? Get them excited, bring in some of that sacred urgency to say, well, what would, where are you at? Kind of turn it around and, put the almost, the focus on them and say, well, what would change for you if you started having 100K months, right? This has been my journey, but I want to like look at yours, right? Let's get a little intimate. Let's ask some questions. Let's help the person envision their own experience of this, right? And so that's what's missing from this post. And again, what would be really fascinating for me is to look at the charts of these two women and look at their energetic constitution and see if it actually, is reflected, which in my experience in doing this work, it very much always is that, our marketing is almost like literally, it's like a mirror. It's like a direct reflection of our own internal, you could say kind of energetic biases, right, that we all have. We all have certain things that come natural to us, certain elemental expressions that we just naturally are really great at. And then there's some that, again, are more like blind spots, and Abracadabra is about bringing those into light and creating balanced marketing that covers all these different pieces, plus the fifth element, to create posts that are high value, really, really effective, and know how to go out there and actually create the results and the outcomes that we want, how to draw it out of our people, and how to do that over and over again. It's like word magic, right? Abracadabra. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I hope that this is giving you a great idea of this unique approach to marketing and understanding how looking at things this way is actually so much easier than trying to kind of throw things at the wall, see what sticks, and try all these different kinds of guru marketing strategies and copywriting and this and that, when really it's about understanding your own self, where you have natural gifts, and what you need to just pay a little bit more attention to and be intentional about into your copy, so that you can write emails, you can put posts, you can do stories, videos, even this can be for verbal, oral, and it's very energetic. And so every post has the potential to sell. It has the potential to grow your community. It has the potential to elevate your brand. It has the potential to create any certain outcome that you want. You're the word wizardess, you're the magician, and my job is to teach you these simple, powerful, elegant, timeless principles. Again, not rules, not shoulds, just principles of energy and how to create magic with your marketing. So thank you guys for being here. And I would love for you to come join us inside of Abracadabra. We are starting Monday. Don't skip out on this program. I'm telling you, it will change everything for your business. You do need to have a program that you're selling. That's the one prerequisite. And that's it. So if you have questions about it, if you have questions about this approach, feel free to tag me, send me a message, shoot me an email, whatever it may be. I just want to get these tools into the hands of women who are here to do powerful, game-changing work to, you know, bring in the new age through what what you were born to do, right? You don't need to change yourself. You don't need to be a business coach. You don't need to be like anybody else. You just need to have these tools in your toolkit. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts and come and join us inside of Abracadabra. And I can't wait to share more of these powerful tools with you. Bye, guys.